In the dead of winter, Emma moved into a crumbling Victorian house on the edge of town. Drawn by its dirt-cheap rent, the locals whispered about its history. A family vanished there decades ago, leaving only a single flickering lantern in the attic window. Emma dismissed it as small-town gossip. She was practical, a skeptic, and the house was just old, not haunted. The first night, as she unpacked, the power flickered. No surprise in a house this ancient. She lit a candle and continued, ignoring the creaks and groans of the settling wood. But then she heard it, a soft tap-tap tapped from the attic. Mice, she told herself, though the rhythm felt too deliberate, like fingers drumming on glass. She grabbed a flashlight and climbed the narrow attic stairs, the air growing colder with each step. The attic was empty except for a dusty lantern in the window, unlit but swaying slightly, as if caught in a breeze. No windows were open. Emma's breath hitched, but she forced a laugh. Her imagination was getting the better of her. She reached to steady the lantern, and her fingers brushed its glass. It was ice-cold, and for a split second, her reflection in the glass wasn't her own. A pale face with hollow eyes stared back, its lips curling into a smile that wasn't hers. She stumbled back, heart pounding, and the tap-tap started again, now behind her. Spinning around, she saw nothing but shadows. The flashlight flickered, then died. In the darkness, the lantern flared to life, casting a sickly yellow glow. The tapping grew louder, faster, coming from all directions now, like a dozen hands clawing at the walls. Emma bolted for the stairs, but the door slammed shut, the lock clicking with a sound like a bone snapping. The air thickened, heavy with the smell of damp earth and something metallic. Whispers slithered from the corners, not words, but a low, guttural hum that vibrated in her chest. She yanked at the door, screaming, but it wouldn't budge. The lantern's light pulsed, and in its glow, she saw them shadowy figures, too tall, too thin, their limbs bending at wrong angles, crowding the attic. Their hollow eyes locked onto her, and their smiles widened, teeth glinting like shards of glass. Emma sank to the floor, clutching her head as the whispers became a deafening chant. The lantern swung wildly now, its light revealing glimpses of hands reaching from the walls, fingers brushing her skin. She felt her own breath falter, as if the air was being sucked from her lungs. The last thing she saw was the lantern's glow fading, and in its final flicker, her own reflection smiled back at her, hollow-eyed and wrong. The next morning, the house was silent. Emma's car sat untouched in the driveway. The locals noticed the attic lantern glowing again, swaying gently. No one dared check the house. They knew better. The light flickered on, night after night, waiting for the next tenant.